Hi guys, welcome back to DeFi Daily. Today we're going to talk about the date with destiny of the overall crypto market. Because I don't know if you're aware, but there are a couple of days that we should mark in our calendar because they can mark a completely different path for cryptos in the next couple of weeks and months, and we will discuss exactly about them, what we can expect to happen in the next future, and how we have to be ready to react. Just before to start, guys, remember that if you are new to the channel, remember to subscribe because some of these content are really time sensitive, so you can be updated real time every time I publish a new update. Plus, if you enjoy this content, remember to leave a big thumbs up and drop a comment. Just a small effort for you, but really means a lot to us, and if you do it, we will be so much grateful. And remember, everything we do here is educational content and nothing has to be intended as financial advice. Financial advice is not our job. What we want to do is sharing with you news, point of views, in order to help you to better understand what's going on into the market and how you should approach this matter. Guys, okay, let's start immediately. First of all, that's the chart of Ethereum. As you can see, it is quite awful. We had something like 11 red weeks in a row. After that, we have just one green, and now we have an engulfing bearish. So it means that we are literally eating our last green candle, and it looks like we could have the worst closing week that we had in the last couple of years. So the situation is quite critical, and the same is happening for Bitcoin. We have just lost the support at 20k, and right now we are just going down, and the point is we will reach again. Can we do another lower low, or we will find some kind of support? In order to answer to this question, we need to understand what are the macroeconomics facts that will happen in the next couple of weeks, because there are some of them that are really important. From one side, we have been talking about inflation. We have been talking about the Fed that can change the interest rate, and this kind of decision can affect the market and so on. We will discuss about all of them. Just before, I want to share with you a news that unfortunately is quite bad for crypto. That's maybe the reason why we are still seeing the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum going down. And I'm talking about Grayscale. Grayscale, I don't know if you know it, but probably if you are into the crypto space since a while, you know that Grayscale is like a fund that is offering to their customers the opportunity to buy Bitcoin and other assets like over the counter, and at this point at even a discounted price, because the Grayscale Bitcoin has a price that is much lower than the price of Bitcoin into the regular market. If you're wondering why many people are buying over the counter, is simply because over the counter is not affecting the market price. For example, if someone is selling over the counter right now, you will not see a dump, even if they are selling like $1 billion, for the simple reason that over the counter means that is not on the order book on the different exchanges. The reason why it is so important of having this kind of market is because we can give the opportunity to large investors to enter, exit the market without affecting so much the price, and that's something that is really precious. What they were asking to the SEC was creating an ETF, a spot ETF for Bitcoin. Right now we just have an ETF, but that is backed by futures from the CME. The reason is why they are pretending that is much more regulated, the future, even if it is quite weird, because a future that is coming from the CME, it's not open 24-hour a day, and it's not open into the weekend. So we can have many situations where the price can differ a lot, that can create a lot of difficulties. On the other side, having an ETF that is backed by spot asset, spot Bitcoin, it is much more reliable. At least that's my opinion. Feel free to disagree with me and to tell me your opinion. It is more reliable because in case of any kind of a sudden market change, you can act promptly, just because the market is always open. In any case, the SEC has just answered today in the moment when I'm recording this video, and they have just said that the motion has been denied. So we will not have an ETF spot, at least not now. With any probability, sooner or later we will have it, and probably in that moment it will mark an important point when we can see a big pump into the price of Bitcoin and into the overall industry. When it will come, we still don't have any answer. You can follow the Grayscale website if you want to know also more. They are saying that they will keep pushing in order to reach the goal of having this first ETF approved. We still don't know when it will happen. So that's something that we should take in account and can literally affect the price. Also, Messari, that is another company that is providing analytics and insights about the crypto space, has been talking about it. If you want to know more about it, I will leave also this tweet by Messari into the description below. So that's the first news, and that's something that is affecting the price of Bitcoin right now. Probably is also one of the reasons why we are seeing the price of Bitcoin going down. But in the next couple of weeks, there is something else that is coming. First of all, what will come is the consumer price index, so the inflation. The announcement of the inflation will happen, as you can see here. That's the schedule for the whole year, and the next announcement will come in July 13, and after that it will come August 10. So these are the 2 days that you should mark in your calendar for the next couple of months. So July 13, we will know if the inflation is still going up or it is at least stopped. This announcement can literally affect the market, because let's suppose that the inflation is keep running. What we can expect is that the Fed, after that announcement, will say, guys, we need to increase even more the interest rate. And in that case, we can expect to see another big dump into the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all different assets. And remember, guys, unfortunately, if the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum will go even down, it is possible to see another cascade of liquidation, another cascade of companies, funds, CeFi that are just failing. And that can trigger another downfall and even flash crashes that can bring the price of all the assets, crypto assets, to minimum that are at the moment quite impossible to imagine. I'm not saying that it will happen. I want to just make clear that this is something that is possible. Just seeing the price of Bitcoin below 20K, it doesn't mean that's the bottom. We can see even lower prices. And we have to mark these dates, because that day, the first one is July 13, could give us an indication on how the market will react. The other day that we should mark is the meeting of the Fed. That will happen for, as you can see here, is the calendar. Don't bother if you are not able to mark all the different links. I will leave all of them into the description below so you can check them by yourself. The next meeting will be between 26 and 27 of July. So it means that by the end of July, approximately 1 month for now, we will know if the Fed will increase again the interest rate or not, and if it will happen, how much. If the increase will be much higher than expectation, we can imagine that unfortunately the price of Bitcoin, ETH, and all the other assets will suffer. So mark this day, because that's something that is really important. This month we have even another announcement that is quite important, that is coming from the GDP. So it means the gross domestic product for the second quarter. We will have the 28th of July, so just after the Fed announcement about the interest rate, that will tell us if the overall economy is still growing or not. It is just an advanced estimate, because the official announcement will come a couple of weeks after this date. But mark this day, because it is important. If the market is still growing, if this GDP is growing, the signal for the market could be positive. If the GDP is going down, even worse than what we can expect, in that case, we can expect even another downside. So that's something that is really important. Aside from that, you need still to remind that there are all of these news that are coming from hedge funds like Free Arrows Capital, but what's going on also with Celsius that is quite close to declare bankruptcy, we still don't know. We know that Goldman Sachs is raising money to buy Celsius assets. Is it true or not? I don't know. If it is true, that's a good sign on the opposite, because it means that big institutions, big players from the traditional finance are coming into the crypto space, and that's a great signal. The reason why I'm sharing with you this news is not because I want to go inside in depth about them. Right now, that's not so important. What I want to tell you is that, guys, pay attention, because this situation is really volatile. Everything can change due to an announcement from the inflation, from the interest rate, from the GDP, from any fund that is declaring bankruptcy, from a big player that is coming into the industry, and so on. And expect more news to come, because in a situation where we are having assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum that are dumping, it is possible that unfortunately other players will suffer. Other players will become insolvent, and if they will become insolvent, a cascade of liquidation, of failure, and bankruptcy can happen, bringing the price of the different assets even below. And I want to also add that, also in my opinion, exactly as many other people, I would expect that sooner or later the market cap, the dominance of Bitcoin will go up again. Yes, right now we have seen the last couple of weeks that dominance has gone down, but it doesn't mean that the different altcoins are more safe than Bitcoin. So just try to protect yourself and don't be overexposed to assets that can fail any moment soon. On the other side, sooner or later, we are still waiting for that relief bounce. The point is that when it will happen, we don't have any clue. It could be on September, it could be by the end of the year, it could be in July. We don't know. I don't know. If you have any idea, if you have any analysis that is saying to you, is suggesting that it is close, feel free to share it, because I'm quite curious to know what is your opinion and how, in your opinion, the market will react to this situation. Guys, if you enjoy this content, remember to leave a big thumbs up, drop a comment, and if you're new, obviously subscribe to the channel. And yes, guys, feel free to share everything you think that could be useful for other people to know. And if you have other ideas, I will be more than welcome to listen from them. Guys, thank you for following me, and I will see you soon or tomorrow with another video. Bye, guys.